Hearing Well Club coming up next week, a week from today, September 10th. They are having their meeting. They didn't have one last month. So this one is going to happen at the Performing Arts Center in Dining Room 2. And you've always got good stuff to talk about, right? Yes, good to have you here today.
Well, it's I want to try to make this very personal for everybody in the audience that has a hearing loss, because everybody is unique in their hearing loss. Some are mild, some are profound. Some people have issues that others don't have, issues with background noise, whatever. So we're going to try to, personalize this a little bit. I'm hoping to teach some really basic essentials, and most important, I want to provide some resources so that when people are not in the meetings, they need resources, where to go and what to get. And I want people to share their stories. So everybody, I have one person who has a story about staying in a hotel. And her friends were knocking on the door and she didn't hear it. So it became a little emergency. She was still sleeping. So what do you do about that? So we're going to talk about that.
All right.
We're going to talk about taking care of yourself in a hospital setting. When you're not wearing your hearing aids, they come at you at night to give you a shot or respiratory therapy or something. You can't read lips, it's black, that's an issue. So
yeah, it is.
Yeah.
I know in the past you've talked about devices people can travel with.
Yes.
Which is always a good thing, because you may be in a hotel room, that doesn't have what you need for a variety of reasons, because maybe the 2 or 3 rooms that they have that are already booked up.
Well, the thing is this, is that you should always, at least 3 days in advance of your arrival in any hotel, motel, any public accommodation, you notify them that you're hard of hearing and you want a hard of hearing kit, or a deaf kit.
Right.
So they have the obligation, according to the American Disabilities Act, to provide that. But you legally have to provide at least 3 days notice. So they shouldn't be running out. They'll have an opportunity to borrow it from another hotel or whatever to make up for whatever they don't have.
Right.
So they even, I understand, have a lot of these kits on cruises. Not a guarantee. You certainly can request it. Most of the cruises are foreign owned.
That's right.
But it's my understanding that Princess Cruises does provide hard of hearing kits, which consist of an alarm clock that flashes. And if you want to use the bed shaker, you can use that. It just gently wakes you up. It has a door knocker, so it's something you put in the doorway and somebody touches that and it makes the light flash and the bed shake. So it's all connected. And you can connect the room phone to that as well. So, so you hear when the phone's ringing. And not everybody needs all of those things, but the alarm clock would be handy.
Yes, it would. Yeah.
So it's required by law. The American Disabilities Act, you request it. You also request confirmation that it will be available, and talk to a manager in the hotel if necessary. Not just the reservation clerk.
Right, and I would think that, when you're making reservations, you're going on a trip somewhere, to check in advance, like you're thinking of a hotel, because I would have to think that many little mom and pop motels around the country are probably going to be like, what are you talking about?
Exactly. And I can be of help if they don't know what, if I know, I can explain to the hotel or the motel. I've done that. And I can even give them a resource where they can get a kit.
Right.
And at least have one available.
Yeah. Okay, so that's always a good thing. And you wanted to mention that you are available for people, for clubs and
yes, today
all kinds
I'm
of
going
things.
to be talking to the volunteers of the Friendly Visitor Program that Social Services does. So these volunteers go and talk to shut-ins. And many of them have hearing loss. So I'm going to be talking to the volunteers about things that they need to be aware of and how they can help in communication strategies and other little things that if they have an influence on it, they can assist.
That would be very good.
Yeah.
Yeah, certainly.
But also, you know, all the clubs, and we have so many of them here, over 200, many of them have assistive devices that are available in the room,
Okay.
or they have a hearing loop. So I'd be delighted to come and talk to the members on how they can access for better hearing in that meeting.
Okay. And if they want to get a hold of you, of course, very easy, hearingwellclub.com.
And there's my phone number.
There's your
yes.
phone number.
And you can text.
And your email. It's all
my
there.
email, yeah.
It's all there. So one way or another, you can get a hold of you.
You can actually go to the website and click contact and fill out a form and
Good.
and press send, and it goes to me. So.
All right, very good. Now, again, at this meeting coming up on Tuesday, September 10th, and you're going to talk about resources and the essentials, and you just...
And I'm also going to have our audiology advisor will be on hand to answer. She's usually always there, but to answer any question that I cannot answer from a technical or professional level. So we're going to cover all those bases.
Okay, and if somebody, I know you've talked about this before, but if people on their own can get different kits and things to take with them, not only just for travel, but just if they're going to, you know, go out somewhere, maybe they're, you know, I'm talking about really if they're going to a theater and things like that, but they can call the theater, find out what they have. Movie theaters in general have...
By law, and they do.
Okay.
So right here at the Edwards in Aliso Viejo, they have not only listening devices, they also have devices for low vision, which is audio description, but they also have something called Sony glasses. You can wear these glasses and you can see captions.
Wow.
Yes.
Very good.
It is really good. That's really neat. That's the only way I would see a movie. I need to see the captions.
Right. Now, you know, I like the listening devices because even in general, sometimes, you know, people are talking or you put those on. Those are good for anybody.
My audiology advisor, when she goes to the Pantages Theater or any of the big productions in Los Angeles, she always borrows a device because it's always clearer.
Yeah, I can see that.
Clean sound. So, and why do you want to take a chance? You spend all this money on tickets, you want to hear the best you can. And she's got perfect hearing, so you know, why not?
No, I definitely understand that. So again, it is a week from today, September 10th, over at Performing Arts Center in Dining Room 2. Doors open at 1:30. And no charge for members and guests are $3.
Correct.
And if you want to get a hold of Tony, well, we put up all different ways to do that, and she'll be happy to come over at a club meeting and talk to you.
We also have a listing in the Globe, so you know, once a week for a couple of weeks before the meeting. So my information is always in there too.
All right. Good to see you.
Okay. Thanks.
Take care. We'll be right back. Yeah, I can see.
Do you know how secure your money and personal information will be on your next real estate transaction? Escrow Options Group is the only escrow company trained by the FBI on fraud. We also carry cyber fraud protection and have received the largest industry security measure, the SSAE certification. Ask your real estate professional to open escrow with Escrow Options Group to ensure the protection of your funds and personal information on your real estate transaction.
I run Fox News. Anyone outside is the enemy.
We need to reclaim this country for the real Americans.
Gretchen?
Roger. I'm broadening my audience.
Well, I hired you because you're a beauty queen.
He's a bully.
I will do anything to protect my people. I'm a multifaceted man.
Hi, I'm Tim Moy. I'm your Chief of Security for Laguna Woods Village. I'm with Ray Gross, who serves on the GRF board and is also the chairman of the traffic hearing, which convenes monthly. Hey, today we're talking about golf cart safety. We've got about 1,300 golf carts in the village, and you can see the one that's behind us now. But there's actually a difference between golf carts and golf cars, and there are two, and the Department of Motor Vehicles describes both very specifically. We'd like to cover a few safety tips when operating a golf cart, and this applies to both golf cart drivers and other residents because you're going to be sharing the road within the village.
Since it's unique in this village, you have to understand when and where you can drive a golf cart. And remember, the speed limit is 15 miles an hour, and that's inside the village, not on the main street. Weight of less than 1,300 pounds, no license is required. Any non-resident operating a golf cart must be at least 16 years old and accompanied by a resident. Cannot be driven on roadway outside the village except crossing intersections.
For a golf car, the maximum speed is 25 miles an hour. Its weight must be less than 3,000 pounds. A driver's license is required, and a golf cart is not allowed on the golf course. Now remember, both a golf cart and a golf car must be registered with Resident Services. Each golf cart must now display a golf cart decal, and that will go on the left front windshield. If you're using shared electricity, for United, you will have the yellow, and for Third, the green, and that will go on the right rear bumper. Since golf carts share the road with other larger vehicles, such as delivery trucks, larger platform vehicles, it's very important to become a defensive driver and be aware of a few basic safety tips to ensure your safety. Many guests and non-residents can get a little turned around in the village, I think you all know that, and may be looking at street signs, cul-de-sacs, and addresses, and are not necessarily looking at the roadway. So when I use the term defensive driver, I'm emphasizing the need to be alert of your surroundings and assume that those on the road don't necessarily see you. A defensive driver will show extra caution. They will pause before entering an intersection, make eye contact if possible, and take turns slow.
Since it's unique in this village, you have to understand when and where you can drive a golf cart. Just like driving in a vehicle, you must obey all posted signs, especially stop signs. Our traffic teams closely monitor the stop signs, and for good reason. We've got a load of vehicles, bicyclists,